long time ago when I was a kid. I was a kid some time ago, I think, and I'm still a kid. Uh, my dad brought home, I don't know, some metal knobs, like cupboard knobs, that were making a very interesting sound. So he showed me those. They were making a popping sound, and I was so intrigued by the thing because I never seen that. I was a kid, like 2 years old or something, and he showed me how he installed those onto the cupboard, but my world was so limited and I didn't know much about my world, and I kept looking to see where my dad put those, and I could not speak because I started to talk when I was 1 year and 8 months or something. My mom had given me different stories, but uh, I thought I started to talk a little bit late. Now I talk too much, right? And and I could not make up sentences and ask my parent, my dad, uh, what was that? Where he put it? Because the stuff he installed looked almost the same, but I forgot the stuff that made that sound. So I was really intrigued. It was kind of I thought it was a piece of technology, like a speaker or something, but I didn't know what the speaker at the time. I was a kid. I was like 2 years and something, under 3 years old. And for a long time, I kept looking to see uh, what's that stuff and where it is. What made that cool sound? A sound that made me very, very curious. So I never found it. I never, because I didn't know how to ask my dad. What was that? How he made those sounds? Where he put it? No, So it took me years to forget that experience. But since I share the story in this recording, that means I never forgot it. It's like I was sitting there somewhere. And of course, but the drive to learn what it was, yeah, faded away. And today I went to this beautiful waterfall, and I saw a bunch of kids and one with a dad. And this is a temperate forest. Look what you can find when you get out of the house. Like so soft. And fern. When I was a kid, I loved fern. I always felt, wow, that's the plant I want. I want to have. I want to be around. And moss. Moss was not that intense, but fern was something. Was something with the fern when I was a kid. It's like, ooh, like I get excited when I saw this plant. And I used to bring a bouquet of fern leaves and stuff at home and put in a vase, and it was right. It was a pleasant experience. And look at this moss. So much moss I have here. You know, when I was a kid, I was like, wow, moss this type, moss that type. It's so beautiful. I love it. Now, I mean, I appreciate it, but I don't have that desire to be around and sense and feel it, experience it, because it's so much. You know, it's like when you have the drive, the desire to connect with a person you love or a person you want to be around for longer, then over the time that desire fades, because that happens with human emotions. We have a desire now, and we think that's our world. It's everything. It's now like flying around that thing. So our mind is all focused on that person, or on to get that, or to want that. And we think, that's I need, so we make it a need. Going back to But 10 years later, you forgot. Oh, I wanted that boat. I wanted to have a boat, and I associated some experiences, some imagination with the boat. I'm going to do this and that. Even when I wanted a kayak, I kept looking. So my mind was making up stuff. What type of adventure I'm going to have with a kayak? Of course, I had adventures, but now that desire faded away. So if you have an urge to do something, now you may have it, but 5 years later you will have different ones. So there are only a couple of things that people stay connected with, and one is God, if they believe in God, and that thing never faded away unless they never had that drive, that need to connect with God. And oh man, someone with a missing leg. It's an old guy with a not wooden leg, like those metal prosthesis leg. So he is coming, he is hiking, and I'm thinking of my kids. They don't want to move their butt even 100 meters from the car, and yeah, it's sad. But anyway, so some people have some needs, other people have different needs. Everyone is different. And so there was a kid, a girl with her dad, and let me see if I can get into the torrent area. I'll go around. Yeah, I got into the torrent path, and lots of boulders, rocks, the force of the nature. I recorded different video about this thing, which is cool. I've seen many others. Some of those carry larger boulders, others are carrying small stuff. You see sand. So guess what? I give you an idea. So this thing comes from the top of the mountain somewhere, right? And if you have a curious mind, like I do, you would connect some dots. You would think, these mountains are full of gold. Let's see, what can I find here? Right? So you would take the kids here with a little shovel or a gold pen, and you would spend an hour. But the thing is, since they don't have they don't get the dopamine when finding a piece of gold, you may have to insert some golden flakes, right? So you may have to play some tricks. And if the kids find something golden looking, yeah, they don't have to know, because they will have the memory. Oh, I found some gold. See that this is a golden speck. Oops, see, it's gone. So who knows, maybe there's gold here, maybe it's not. I can't say. So now they have some like desire to have that gold. They think, oh yeah, I found gold when I was a kid, where is my gold? But later they'll forget it. So you can swap it later with some real gold flakes, but at least you get them out of the house, or you get them experience something from the natural world, right? And yeah, sometimes you have to play tricks with the kids to disconnect them from the poisonous world of fake information. Even these things, see, if you have the patience, enough patience and tools, and once they get the dopamine, they set some emotions associated with the feeling, with the dopamine, that state of mind associated with finding something cool. Because people were built genetically as hunters and gatherers, and it's deep encoded in their genetics. So you just have to wake up that stuff to make them want to discover. Otherwise they will discover wrong stuff. And look at those mountains. So there was this kid, this girl, and I was using my drone with a big screen tablet, and I was looking from the drone to the waterfall, and I could see what nobody else can see unless you are high up in the air. And I went to the dad and I said, I want to show you your kid, because of course you don't go straight to a stranger kid and start talking to the kid. People get upset, people get paranoid. And I showed them the screen, and the kid was interested, like, ooh, wow. And the dad, yeah, look, it's so big. Then he showed her how high the drone went, so he could see the dot, but I could not see it because it was so high up. And I thought he had very good eyes, but at least he wanted to help the kid to experience something, cool stuff, cool adventure. So when she goes back home, or when she grows, get older, maybe 10 years old or something, she will remember this if she got connected to the experience. So you can trigger something in your kid mind, or if it's some friend's kid, if you want to inspire the kids to do stuff. So I thought, you know what, maybe this girl, when she grows up, maybe she'll want to fly some stuff, to be above in the air and experience the world from some height, like the pilots do. You never know. But if you don't expose the kids to various life experiences, and you don't connect them to the nature, then you limit their reality, right? So someone else can change their reality. So it's your job to try to show the kid, okay, this sport, this game, this stuff, this activity. And in the nature you can see lots of things. So that was my thought for today. Hopefully that kid had a good experience seeing the waterfall long, like a kilometer something high, because it was going in steps, like one step, then long one, like 100 meters, another 100 meters, another 100 meters, then a pool, a lake, small lake and stuff. It was really cool. So see you later. Bye bye.